Okay, so I've started the recording now. Let us come to the introduction of Sigmund Freud. He was born in Austro-Hungary Empire in 1856. His father was a small-time merchant, uh, uh, and his mother was second wife of his father. He belonged to a large family. He had two half brothers, which were 20 years older than him. His family moved to Vienna when he was 4 years old. And although sometimes he says that he hated the city of Vienna, he lived there until it was occupied by Germany in 1938 under Nazi occupation. Freud's family background was Jewish. He was a Jew, though his father was a free thinker and Freud himself an avowed atheist. He had no deep faith in religion as such, so he was an atheist. Regardless of the perception of Sigmund Freud's theories, there is no question that he had an enormous impact on the field of psychology. He is really considered a father figure in the field of psychology. His work supported the belief that not all mental illness have physiological causes, and he also offered evidence that cultural differences have an impact on psychology and behavior. So perhaps he was the first significant influence through which we came to understand disease is not simply a physiological malaise. We came to understand that there is a deep relation between how the mind works and the physical ailments. So perhaps he made us he made us aware about the depth of human mind, human brain, and how our perception depends upon so many conscious and unconscious forces within our psyche. He was also aware that cultural differences make an impact on psychology and behavior. His work and writings contributed to an understanding of personality, clinical psychology, human development, and abnormal psychology. So he had huge field work, and through his field work, he gave us some very interesting theory about how human psychology works. It is revealed through dreams, how there is a fine line of distinction between abnormal psychology and normal psychology, and what are different forces within human psyche and how they control our conscious behavior. He was His influence was not simply limited to clinical psychology, so, as we were talking about earlier also. It was the application of his theories which was monumental. He made a difference to how we understand people and the world. Right? So let us now come to some major works written by Sigmund Freud. In 1895, he published Studies in Hysteria. In 1900, The Interpretation of Dreams was published, which we would be studying further during the course of a lecture. In 1901, he published The Psychopathology of Everyday Life. In 1905, he wrote three essays on the theory of sexuality. Again in 1905, he published fragments of an analysis of a case of hysteria. In 1923, he published The Ego and the Id. In 1930, he wrote Civilization and its Discontents. And in 1939, Moses and Monotheism was written by him. So we can see the range of his thought and the range of his discussions, which he undertook through his career as a psychoanalyst and as a practicing psychoanalyst who saw theories as part of human behavior, as part of human life, and how they control humanity and they affect humanity through different drives in human psyche. Okay? Next, we have, according to Freud's psychoanalytic theory of personality, human personality is composed of three elements. These three elements of personality, known as it, the ego, and the superego, work together to create complex human behavior. Before we come to the analysis of dreams by Sigmund Freud, this is very important to understand that Sigmund Freud saw three basic drives in human beings. There are three basic impulses in human beings. One he calls id, second he calls the ego, and third he calls the superego. They are basically three drives in human beings which control our behavior. And it's very important to understand the meaning of these three divisions in human psyche, what is implied by them, to understand his analysis of dreams further in his book. What is the id? It is the component of personality that is present from birth. Remember, this is the most basic primitive impulse in human beings. It is born with our birth. It is entirely unconscious and includes instinctive and primitive behaviors. It is unconscious faculty. It stands for our instincts, and it is part of our primitive behavior, which is unlearned, untutored behavior. It is the energy which is born with human beings. It is a kind of wild force. It is instinct. It is desires. It is satisfaction. So that's why it is driven by the pleasure principle. It represents human desire to seek pleasures, to enjoy, to get satisfaction. And it strives for immediate gratification of all desires, wants, and needs. It is that part of human drive which is, pleasure-seeking principle in human beings. It wants satisfaction, it wants gratification of all desires, wants, and needs. It stands for our instincts, it stands for our primitive desires, it seeks satisfaction and pleasure, and this is the basic instinct in human beings. So, what we roughly call as animal desires in human beings, this is represented by the id. So, it is a kind of primitive energy. It is a kind of desire for satisfaction and pleasure in human beings. Now, there is another faculty which is called superego. Let us now come to first superego and then we will come to ego. Now, if id is primitive impulses, what is the superego? Superego, as contrasted with id, is our morality principle. The superego stands for what is constricting, controlling authority in human psyche. It is the aspect, superego is the aspect of personality that holds all of our internalized moral standards and ideals that we acquire from both parents and society. So if it is wild desire, the superego is moral principle. And how do we acquire these moral principles in our life as a child grows up? He acquires these moral principles from society and from parents. And superego represents our sense of right and wrong. क्या सही है, क्या गलत है, क्या नैतिक है, क्या अनैतिक है, ये superego control करता है. These are the moral principles and ideals and standards which we slowly learn from the society around us. This is basically through teachers or through parents or through guardians, to society. Superego provides guidelines for making judgments, acts to perfect and civilize our behavior. So this is a kind of civilizational impulse. This is the kind of cultural impulse. It makes judgments, what is good, what is bad. It aims to perfect and civilize our behavior. The superego can be divided into two parts. First is the ego ideal. Ego ideal represents those rules and standards which stand for good behavior, including those approved by parental and other authority figures. Ego ideals means those rules which are internalized by human beings after their birth, which tell us what is good, which tell us what should be achieved, what should be done. And when you follow these principles, it leads to pride, value, and accomplishment. So the ego ideal means those ideals which become part of human psyche with time. And how these ideals become part of human psyche with time? Through parental and other authority figures. वो हमें बचपन से ही बताते हैं कि क्या अच्छा है. और जब हम अच्छे काम को करते हैं तो हमें एक सेंस ऑफ प्राइड होता है, अच्छा लगता है, हमें कंप्लीशमेंट की फीलिंग होती है, वैल्यू की फीलिंग होती है। द सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ द सुपर ईगो इज द कॉन्शियस, जिसको हम आत्मा कहते हैं यूजुअली, कि मेरी आत्मा ने मुझे ऐसा नहीं करने दिया। व्हाट इज दिस कॉन्शियस? This conscience stops us from doing certain things. Why it stops us from doing certain things? Because it knows that if we do those things, it will lead to feeling of guilt or
ये बात की और काम कर रही होगी,
yes.
उत्ते
So
उड़ाते जरूरी होगो।
the conscience means somebody's mic is on. आप एक बार अपने माइक को चेक करिए, आवाज आ रही है, किसकी आवाज आ रही है? Somebody's mic is on. Okay, anybody else? Who is this 1EM3SVKTTWBC? ये दो लोग अपने आप को आइडेंटिफाई करें कौन है, ये कौन है? अपने आप का एक बार ऑन कीजिए, माइक ऑन कीजिए और वीडियो ऑन कीजिए। ये दो लोग मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहे, तो म्यूट कर लीजिए अपने आप को और अपना नाम बताइए, कौन है आप? Who is this 0F? म्यूट करिए अपने आप को। ओके, यस, हाँ, ये बताइए कौन है आप? 0F9A92CD कौन है? नाम बताइए अपना। बाकी तो ठीक है, गूगल है, दो लोग मेरे समझ में नहीं आ रहे। देखिए 1E के नाम से किसने, हाँ, आप बेटा आप अपना माइक ऑफ रखिएगा, ठीक है? ओके, हाँ, और एक ये रह गए कोई 1E। Who is this 1EM3S? इससे कौन लॉगिन कर रहा है? म्यूट कीजिए अपने माइक। हाँ, ओके, so yes, we were talking about the conscience which is part of super ego. हम यूजुअल कन्वर्सेशन में कहते हैं भाई मेरी आत्मा ने मुझे ऐसा नहीं करने दिया, मुझसे गलत काम नहीं करने दिया। What is this conscience? This is part of super ego. Super ego gives us information about things which are considered as bad by parents in society. यानी super ego आत्मा बनती कैसे है? It is through inculcation of certain code, and this code is formed through constant advice and constant exhortations from parents and society. पेरेंट्स एंड सोसाइटी हमें बताती है कि ये चीज अच्छी है, ये चीज बुरी है, ये नहीं करना चाहिए, और धीरे धीरे वो जो कोडिंग है that become part of our psyche, our brain, and whenever we try to flout that restriction, it leads to feeling of guilt and feeling of remorse, right? So this is part of super. So see, we have discussed two faculties, two impulses in human beings. One is it. It represents our wild desires, our desire for satisfaction, our desire for pleasure. The second we have talked about is the superego. The superego is moral principle. Moral principle tells us that certain kind of behaviors are not good. Superego tells us that this should be done and this shouldn't be done. So this is a moral sense. And how this moral sense develops? It develops through constant uh, exposure to what is right and what is wrong through our peer figures, through our parental figures or figures of authority, or our seeing people doing certain things in a certain way. So while it attempts to get immediate satisfaction, wants to get pleasure, superego denies these pleasures. जहाँ id जो है वो immediate pleasure की impulse है. It doesn't accept any authority. It just wants to get pleasure and satisfaction. Superego is a proved figure. Superego is something which tells us that this shouldn't be done, right? Because it is not morally correct. Now, between these two faculties, there lies another force which Freud defines as ego. Now, what is ego? Ego is the reality principle. See, it is the pleasure principle. Superego is the moral principle, and ego is the reality principle. Right? What ego does is, ego is a mediating force. Ego tries to mediate between the desires of id on the one hand and controls of superego on the other. So ego tries to make a compromise. Ego is a compromising faculty. It always wants immediate satisfaction. It जो है बिगड़ैल बच्चे की तरह से कि मुझे टॉफी खानी ही खानी है, ठीक है. सुपर ईगो मोर प्रिंसिपल की तरह से. सुपर ईगो कहते हैं नहीं, अगर तुम खाओगे तो दांत खराब हो जाएंगे, अच्छी चीज नहीं है. बेसिकली मोर जजमेंट्स देता है. ये तो सिंपल हम हाइजीन की बात कर रहे हैं. सुपर ईगो मोर प्रिंसिपल्स के थ्रू फॉरबिट करता है कि नहीं, आपने नहीं करना, अच्छा नहीं है. ईगो क्या करता है? ईगो उन दोनों के बीच में कॉम्प्रोमाइज करता है. वो कहता है, ईड को कहता है कि देखो ठीक है, तुझे खाना तो. सुपर ईगो कहता है तुम मना कर रहे हो, लेकिन कहीं ऐसा कर लेते हैं, बीच में कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा सा खा ले, ठीक है. उससे ईड की जो प्लेजर सीकिंग इम्पल्सेस हैं वो भी सेटिस्फाई हो जाएंगी, और सुपर ईगो की डिमांड्स जो है वो भी कुछ हद तक सेटिस्फाई हो जाएंगी. So the ego is like a compromising figure. That's why it's called a reality principle. It's a component of personality that is responsible for dealing with reality. It says that you cannot have everything as it says, and you cannot deny everything as superego says. So somehow there should be a kind of compromise depending upon the reality. So it's a reality principle. It develops from the id and ensures that the impulses of the id can be expressed in a manner acceptable in the real world. It is for wild desires, satisfaction of wild desires. Ego says that these desires should be satisfied, but in a manner that it does not offend our moral sense. तो ये कहता है ईड की डिजायर्स तो ठीक है, क्योंकि ईड जो है वो वाइल्ड एनर्जी के लिए भी आता है. बिना ईड के लाइफ इज विदाउट एनी एनर्जी. तो its desire should be fulfilled also, but it should be fulfilled in such a way that it does not offend our moral sense, कि हमारी moral sense को offend ना करे. So it operates on reality principle, strives to satisfy its desires in a realistic and socially appropriate ways. It tries to satisfy desires of it in a realistic manner and in a manner which is acceptable to the society. It weighs the costs and benefits of an action before deciding to act upon or abandon impulses or delay them for an appropriate time. So the ego balances. It works in a balancing manner. It tries to see what is the cost of satisfaction of desires. If the cost is too much, it will deny it. Or if it can be done in a certain way without offending our moral sense, without producing the feeling of guilt and the feeling of remorse, it will allow it. So somehow it mediates and finds an alternative path through which the middle path can be created between the desires of it and the denials of superego. Okay. So now this is a rough sketch of division of human mind. On the one hand, we have conscious part of our brain. Freud also talks about three divisions in human brain. One is conscious mind, another is subconscious or preconscious mind, and last is unconscious mind. Subconscious mind is what we feel while in our waking life. Subconscious and unconscious minds are there, they are part of brain and they are a large part of brain, but at the same time, they are not conscious. They contain id, mostly id and ego. Conscious mind is more close to superego. Of course, it also goes into our unconscious mind where it becomes an unconscious behavior also. So there is a conscious mind in which ideas, thoughts and feelings of which we are aware. There is preconscious part of mind or subconscious part of mind. It contains that material which can be recalled to conscious mind. And within that subconscious, there is ego or reality principle. Then there is unconscious part of brain, which is well below the surface of awareness, which we are not most of the time aware, although it's a huge part of human brain. And in that unconscious mind, it lives, which is a pleasure principle, contains unconscious urges and desires. At another part, we have superego, which is ego ideal and moral guardian, which acts as ego ideal, tries to let us do certain activities which give us satisfaction. It acts as moral guardian, which tries to stop us from doing certain things which it doesn't consider acceptable to the moral sense. So, superego is a kind of moral sense and moral guardian, right? So, this was the basic mm, background of psychology, which Freud developed during his time. And we should remember that most of these insights are still applicable and they are still used, of course, in a modified way to understand the contradictory impulses within human beings. Why sometimes we do certain things which are you know not acceptable to us in our conscious life, or why a feeling of guilt and remorse occurs, or why human beings have do behave in a particular way at a particular time. So human psychology has mesmerized people for a long time, and Freud was the first person perhaps to give an analytical sketch of human psychology and how it affects us and how it makes and mars us. Right? So this was the basic sketch over which we will build our next lecture, which is about the book The Interpretation of Dreams and its particular sixth chapter, The Dream Walk, which is there in our syllabus. Okay, so I hope certain things are clear to you. If not, you can ask questions to me. There are 5 minutes left. We can discuss certain aspects which are not clear to you. कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो बताइए. Any question? क्लियर है. बेसिकली हमने 3 फोर्सेस के बारे में बात की है जो ह्यूमन ब्रेन के अंदर है. तो ह्यूमन ब्रेन के 3 डिविजन्स थे, id, ego and super ego, right? Conscious mind, unconscious mind, subconscious mind. And Freud believed that the key to understand human behavior, human motives, lies in conflict and cooperation between these 3 distinct impulses within human being. Okay, it is our basic desires, our wild energy. Superego is more principles, which tries to control and tries to, in a way, control certain wild urges which are part of it. And ego is, of course, a reality principle which compromises and which tries to let ego fulfill certain things while denying certain other things. Okay? कोई डिफिकल्टी हो तो बताइए. मेरी तरफ से आज का डिस्कशन कंप्लीट है. पुष्पा कहाँ है? अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं अब आप. पुष्पा, हाँ बताइए, क्या पढ़ा आज? कुछ समझ में आया?
यस सर.
क्या समझ में आया बताइए.
सर कॉन्शियस माइंड एंड प्री कॉन्शियस माइंड के बारे में.
हाँ, वो तो बिल्कुल लास्ट में बताया. तो उससे पहले हमने 3 फैकल्टीज का जिक्र किया था. क्या क्या है? क्या इंपल्सेस है? 3.
ईगो एंड सुपर ईगो.
ठीक है. ज्योति, ईड को डिफाइन करो. ईड का क्या मीनिंग है? पुष्पा म्यूट कर लो ज्योति के बाद. व्हाट इज इट? ईड क्या है? ईड को हम कहते हैं प्लेजर प्रिंसिपल, राइट? प्लेजर प्रिंसिपल. वी ऑल, जैसे छोटा बच्चा होता है, वो उसके अंदर इंपल्सिस होती हैं और वो प्लेजर की तरफ मूव करता है. सबसे ज्यादा जो चीज उसको अट्रैक्ट करती है वो सेटिस्फेक्शन ऑफ डिजायर से, राइट? वो टॉफी की तरफ भागेगा, मीठी चीज की तरफ भागेगा, whatever satisfies him attracts him. और जो चीज नहीं मिलती है तो रोना शुरू कर देता है, जो है ना. क्योंकि जो सेटिस्फेक्शन नहीं मिलता है तो इट क्राइज। इट इज लाइक a small child crying for whatever gives him satisfaction and pleasure. चंचल कहाँ है? वेरी चंचल।
Yes.
चंचल बता, सुपर ईगो को डिफाइन कर।
So,
What is super ego?
it makes judgment. It differentiates between moral and immoral things. It is basically of two types: ego ideal and the conscience. Ego ideal is something which is seems applicable or suitable to you, or and the conscience is
सुपर ईगो क्या होता है? जैसे बच्चा नहीं है, वो मिट्टी की तरफ भागता है, या कोई बच्चा किसी को गाली देता है तो हम तुरंत कहते नहीं, किसी को गाली देना अच्छी बात नहीं है, कहते हैं हम। तो इस तरह से हम उसको इनकलकेट करते हैं उसके अंदर कुछ मोरल सेंस को। सुपर ईगो बेसिकली मोरल सेंस है, क्या सही है उसको अलग करना, क्या गलत से। तो धीरे धीरे उसकी कंडीशनिंग हो जाती है। तो कंडीशनिंग होने के बाद क्या है कि जब उसके बाद अगर वो किसी को गाली देता है बड़ा होने के बाद, तो उसके अंदर एक सेंस ऑफ गिल्ट पैदा होनी शुरू हो जाती है कि मैंने अच्छा काम नहीं किया। या जैसे बचपन में कहते हैं चोरी नहीं करना है, हम उसके अंदर ये मोरल सेंस को प्रोड्यूस करते हैं। फिर उसके बाद अगर बड़ा होने के बाद वो किसी चीज को उठा लेता है जो उसको नहीं है, तो उसके अंदर एक गिल्ट पैदा होता है। हम कहते हैं उसकी आत्मा ने उसको लताड़ा या उसको बुरा लगा, सेंस ऑफ गिल्ट और सेंस ऑफ रिमोर्स पैदा होती है ना। इसी सुपर ईगो, बेसिकली ये सुपर ईगो है जो हमें ये बताती है कि क्या सही है और क्या गलत है। ये अक्वायर्ड है। इट जो है वो इट्स पार्ट ऑफ प्रिमिटिव लाइफ, और इट इज बोर्न विद लाइफ। इट्स बोर्न विद लाइफ। ईग बचपन से ही पैदा होता है, जन्म के साथ पैदा होता है। डिजायर्स और प्लेजर प्रिंसिपल्स जन्म के साथ पैदा होते हैं। सुपर ईगो अक्वायर किया जाता है। ये सिविलाइजेशनल बिहेवियर, ये आपका कल्चरल बिहेवियर है जिसको हम अक्वायर करते हैं। इसलिए डिफरेंट सोसाइटीज में सुपर ईगो डिफरेंट हो सकता है। कुछ जगह कुछ चीजें एक्सेप्टेबल है, कुछ चीजें एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है, राइट? So it depends upon the cultural context in which you live. So it's an acquired habit. It's an acquired habit. Okay? ओपन रह गया। रितु कहाँ है? रितु शर्मा कहाँ है? Where is रितु? रितु आवाज सुन रही है रितु? हेलो, हाँ रितु, आवाज आ रही है?
यस सर।
बताओ ईगो क्या है? एक ईगो तो है होता है कि आदमी को ईगो नहीं पालनी चाहिए, वही वाला ईगो या कुछ और है ये?
सर ईगो इज अ रियलिटी।
रियलिटी प्रिंसिपल। अपनी लाइफ में बताओ ईगो कैसे काम करता है? भाई मन तो किसी की चीज उठाने का करता है, कितनी बढ़िया चीज है, क्यों ना मेरे पास, क्यों ना हो, ठीक है, ये आपका ईग है। जब आपकी आत्मा कहती है कि चोरी करना बुरी बात है, तो ये आपका सुपर ईगो है, ठीक है। लेकिन जब हम ये कहते हैं कि हम बहनों से चीजें ले सकते हैं, अपने घर में चोरी थोड़ी मानी जाती है ना, या दोस्तों की चीजें हम ले सकते हैं, चोरी थोड़ी मानी जाती है ना। ये आपका ईगो है जो दोनों तरफ की बातें करता है, है ना। हमारी जो डिजायर्स है कि भाई चीज इतनी अच्छी चीज है, मेरी क्यों ना हो जाए, ये है। और जो कहते हैं नहीं किसी की दूसरे की चीज यूज नहीं करनी चाहिए, तो सुपर ईगो है। और जो ये कहता है कि बहन से चीजें ले सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है उसमें, है ना, या पेरेंट्स से चीजें ले सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, वो आपका ईगो है जो रियलिटी प्रिंसिपल है ना, दोनों के बीच में काम करता है। सुपर ईगो ईगो के बीच में कि वो डिजायर सेटिस्फाई भी हो जाए और हमारी मोरल सेंस ऑफेंड भी ना हो, क्योंकि मोरल सेंस ऑफेंड होगी तो हमारे अंदर गिल्ट और रिमोर्स की फीलिंग पैदा होगी, विच इज अ वेरी पावरफुल फोर्स जो पेन देती है। अगर ईग प्लेजर देती है तो सुपर ईगो कोड की वॉयलेशन के थ्रू पेन देती है। It disturbs us, it gives us pain that it shouldn't be done, right? So ego finds an alternative. Ego finds a way to satisfy as well as not to offend our moral. ठीक है, क्लियर है? आरितु आया समझ में कुछ?
जी सर।
हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट हम उसके बाद हम इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ ड्रीम्स पर चलेंगे, जो कि एक बहुत वॉल्यूमिनस टेक्स्ट है। मैंने उसके टेक्स्ट आप लोगों के गूगल क्लासरूम पर भेज दिए। उसमें 6th चैप्टर है ड्रीम वॉक। आपने सिर्फ वो पढ़ना है, वो आपके सिलेबस में है। और हम अभी डिस्कस करेंगे इसको, और फिर देखेंगे थोड़ी सी नोट्स को हम फर्दर इलेबोरेट करेंगे। ओके, और कल से हम अपना स्टडी ऑफ लैंग्वेज की क्लासेस शुरू करेंगे। टाइम बताइए कितने बजे शुरू करें? सजेशंस?
Sir, 3 p.m.
3 PM, 3 से 3:30 सभी को एक्सेप्टेबल है? किसी को ऑब्जेक्शन है तो बताइए। ठीक है, ओके। तो कल से हम स्टडी ऑफ लैंग्वेज 3 से 3:30 बजे शुरू करेंगे। आप लोगों ने बुकलेट्स ले ली हैं? क्योंकि हम बुकलेट्स में से शुरू करेंगे स्टडी ऑफ लैंग्वेज में। तो जिसने नहीं ली है, हाँ, आज मंगवा लीजिए। और कल हम 3 बजे जो हमारे जो स्टडी ऑफ लैंग्वेज का यूनिट 1 है, उसका जो फर्स्ट हमारे पास फर्स्ट टाइटल है, आई थिंक इट इज अबाउट सोशो स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म, हम उसको डिस्कस करेंगे। और उसके अंदर हम अपने टेक्स्ट को अपने साथ रखकर उसको पढ़ेंगे। सो एवरीबॉडी शुड हैव दैट टेक्स्ट, ओके। और कल से हम उसको शुरू कर देंगे 3 to 3:30। ये मेरी क्लास का टाइम आप लोगों ने बताया। अगर कोई और क्लास है तो बीच में मना कर देना कि सर का टाइम फिक्स हो। ओके, राइट, ओके, थैंक यू, हैव अ गुड डे, बाय।
Thank you.